Christy Creek. So where's Abel?
He's at kids' church.
He's at kids'
He
church.
didn't want to sit in here.
Okay.
I'll take you back over there. Well, today is my daughter's 10th birthday. I'm so thankful to have her here with me. I have both my kids here with me, but I'm so happy to have her here with me on her birthday this year. I have missed the last 2 years, and 3 months ago, I regained, 2.5 months ago, I regained full custody of both my kids back after 2 years of them being in family. It's been a long road, but you guys can do it. You know, like, just don't leave. Don't leave. I speak from experience. Please don't leave. Just keep your head up. Well, Granny. I ran from the program after 3 months of being here. Went back to jail for 2 more weeks, and God opened the door. God opened the door for me to be able to come back, and it's the best thing that happened to me. I was facing prison time. I had charges in 2 different states. God set me down in Georgia. I wasn't able to get out of jail. The only way I could get out of jail was come here, and that was my get out of jail free card, was to come back here. And I went right back to jail. And then when I came back, I sat down and I faced myself. And I just now got my kids back. I graduated last month, and I got my kids back a month before I graduated. So it's been a long road, but you guys can do it. Just don't leave.
What you didn't say is she now works for you to give it. So, and we thank God for her every day. Sweetheart. You got anything you want to say? Go ahead.
I'm glad my mom's here.
Yeah. We're glad you're good, sweetheart.
Happy birthday!
That's a good birthday present for mother to be with you. Holly Force. Did you ever think you'd make it?
I did and I didn't. New Beginnings has been such a blessing to me. Like 2 months before I got here, I had my daughter, my second child, and that should have been a great new beginning. And also was getting rid of dead weight, an abusive husband. I filed for divorce. He was in jail. You know, everything should have been better for me. Fortunately not. I did what I always did. Whenever I didn't want to feel what I was feeling, I started drinking again, and I mean, I had always drank since I was 12 to deal with stuff, but this time it was like, it's like I was just playing a game with the devil. I was just drinking nonstop. My ex even heard that I was drinking, so of course he called DFACS. DFACS came to my house. They didn't think anything was wrong. Everything appeared to be fine. And then after that, that just, I guess, pissed me off. I didn't even look at it for what it was, and game on. I ended up in the hospital 4 times within 2 weeks, ICU, for basically drinking myself to death. Not even thinking about my children. I mean, my son Silas, his behavior was, it was awful. I was carrying my guilt. I let him get away with everything, and he could just sing so much that he shouldn't sing. And since we've been here, I got him back. I didn't have him when I got here. I got him back 6 months after being here. Yeah. And I still remember what the judge told me in the courtroom. He said, I don't think he was 100% sure he wanted me to have him back. So he said, I'm going to give you enough rope to hang yourself. And I still remember that every day. But ever since Silas has been here, he is a different child. He listens to me, and he's still Sal's, for those of you that know him. But I mean, I see a huge transformation in my children. I got divorced. So, that's awesome. Everything has just been a blessing. I think probably one of the best things about New Beginnings is you can't get away from being told about yourself. And I've definitely learned a lot about myself here. And it's just a constant reminder of I'm not where I need to be yet, you know, so I'm definitely still just working on myself daily and I just want to be that mom my kids deserve, and I want to give them a good example and just walk in God's will.
Amen.
Granted, sometimes, you get on your knees at night and your heart breaks because it was out of control. I didn't know what to do, but I knew who God was. And I can tell you this morning, I'm humble, and I am so thankful to you, Lord, for doing what I could not do. 3 little souls come to my house. One a little bit bigger than the other 2, but to me, they're all babies. And they're my babies. And I pray that Jesus Christ will keep his hands on her shoulders every day and make her realize what those 2 little babies and she has mean to her.
Yes.
Thank you. Every day I pray for New Beginnings, every woman, every child, every staff member. And I also pray for the women out there that don't know how to get here.
Yes. Yes.
Pray for them.
Lady girls. Cherie Thompson. Hallelujah. God is good, isn't he? He's the only one that can make the changes. They have to give in and totally surrender, and then God does the work in them as they willingly submit to him. How you been? Oh, you been good, Ty? You been good all day? Yeah, you've been good ever since you had to come to Granny's office. You know? I know how that works, don't we? Hallelujah. So how's it going, Sheree?
It's going good.
Is it going good? You got a made up mind?
Yes.
Amen. There you go. Give me a quick, short testimony.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, I've been using drugs. I had been using drugs for about 12 years. I got married at 15, and I had my oldest son, Tristan, and I was using a lot throughout his life, and I was never there. I would be, it would be Christmas or something, and they'd have to chase me down to find me because I'd be out getting high. And every time I would come to my grandma's house to see my son, he would be a little bit older, a little bit older. But after so long, I had 2 more little babies, and things weren't right. I was still using, but somehow I ended up in jail with 9 felonies, and I was like already in somehow. I ended up in jail with 9 felonies, but somehow that saved my life, is what I meant. Somehow that saved my life, and instead of me, I was already in a defects case that had been going for 2 years, and I hadn't got it together yet. And that should have been it. That should have been it. But going to jail, I was like, this is really it. But somehow God touched my aunt and uncle's heart, and he used them to come and get me out. And there was still, we didn't know if there was going to be hope in that defects case. We didn't know. It was already at non-reunification for 2 years. But then God also sent me an angel, my lawyer, and she gave me the application for New Beginnings, and the ball just started rolling from there. And it took me about a month of waiting, but he finally got me here, and my life has changed, and I got custody back of my children after 5 months of being here. full custody. And I'm closer to my family than I've ever been, and I'm not on drugs anymore, so it makes a difference, Granny. It makes a difference, people.
She's got a precious, she has a precious aunt and uncle that have been right there to support her all the way. And I remember though how I got upset with you the first visit, remember?
Yes,
She dressed different for her aunt and uncle than it was herself. And she said, well, this is how they, and I told her, I said, you've got to learn to be yourself. It's so easy for every one of these ladies to put on a facade. How many of you have done it? We've all done it. Let's get real. We've all done it for somebody. And I told them, I said, no, you've got to be who you are. And they will appreciate that. So the next time she was okay. It works out better being real, don't it? Yes. It really does. So, well, congratulations. I mean, you've worked hard on it. You are being an awesome mother to those children. And once again, we want to thank all these families because that aunt and uncle were behind her all the way. If they hadn't been behind her pushing her, and grandma and all of them, we don't know what would have happened. That's right. It takes those families behind them and pushing them to go forward, just like Kim's son. It's what it takes. After a while, it's got to end. So it makes all the difference in the world. All the difference.